Morning, everybody. It's me, Michael, hanging out on the internet once again, streaming. It's been a couple of days. I think I was out here last on Monday, kind of getting my stream settled. So I'm getting there slowly but surely. Um, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Michael Kyer, and I've been streaming for a little bit over a month now. I love Twitch. I love it. It's a great platform. This the interface itself is just great. You can see my chat box here. So if you're on Twitch, if you're signed into Twitch, give me a shout out. Type something in there and let me see. If you have any questions, let me have it, and I will do my best to answer those. So I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes. I know I just went live, so if anybody's out there getting signed on, taking your time, I'm going to give you a few minutes to get on here. But today is there's some big announcements, and so I'm going to kind of just hang out, and I'm going to just be chatting and going through some of the things that have been coming up this week. It's a big time of year for me. I do a lot of streaming with churches and other religious organizations, and so we're getting into the holiday seasons, and things are definitely getting busy. And for all you streamers out there, I know that you're constantly busy. It's just been, it's been wild. There have been streaming problems, there have been great streams, it's just been busy. So I try to get out here 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which I changed. I used to have it on Thursdays, but back-to-back days were a little tough, and Thursdays are pretty busy. So I'm actually hearing myself right this second. So I am going to go over here and find out where that's coming from so that I can make it be quiet, because let's see. I think I will just close that all together for right now, because I think it's making noise. I think it's been making noise the whole time, and I've been picking up, and I didn't realize it, is what I think. So I'm just going to suspend that for right now. Hopefully that'll bring down the background noise a little bit. Yep, I think that's better. So again, yeah, my name's Michael Kyer, and I've been streaming for a little bit over a month and just loving it. So today I'm going to talk about channels of communication. I have been working with this now for a while, with streaming for a while, and getting the conversation going in this new way is difficult. It really is. It's not the same as it used to be. We don't have that immediate face-to-face back and forth communication that we had. So we're learning how to do this in this new way. So I had a really interesting. I sat in a really interesting stream yesterday, and it was a report about all of the lots of people's different feelings about how streams are going, how Zoom meetings go. And I'll tell you about that towards the end, because there's a link I want to share about that. But mainly, one of the things that really struck me was a question of how do we create those moments of serendipity, those moments of just natural interaction that just happen while we're out here on the internet. And for me, what I've begun to see is that we want to have as many channels of communication as possible. And they're different than they used to be, for sure. But the more we can put out there, the more that we can share is really key. And so you've got, how many platforms that you count? We've got Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, WhatsApp. You can just keep going with all these things. And so every individual's different with what they're comfortable with, but the more of those you can add to your stream or to your whatever organization you're working with, in my mind, that really is the key to creating those moments, because you can allow all of those channels of communication to happen. So, but there's problems. The problem is that we're trying to incorporate all of our old ways of thinking in with all of these new, technological pieces of things. So we have to learn to moderate things, how to filter things, how to block things that we don't like. So there's a whole bunch of considerations, new skills that we have to learn in order to deal with that. But that's something that I really strongly stand behind, is that the more channels of communication, even if they're unfamiliar to you, is to include them. So I just wanted to start there because I'm going to end up there as I talk through different channels that I use or try to use as best as possible. But I've got a major announcement. I've been working with Zoom since March of 2020. And I started off by helping my church to get their Sunday services online and out to the congregation and out to the internet. And with Zoom went through a massive growth cycle with all these new people. Millions of people were all of a sudden on Zoom using their platform, and they just got a ton of suggestions. The entire internet basically chipped in. So, but like regularly, they were updating the software, and so that was a constant refrain of mine, is to get out there, update your Zoom, stay up to date, get all the new, features and fixes and bug fixes and whatever was there. It was really important to do. But so we've got this major announcement. If you're ready, I'm going to tell it to you, okay? So this major announcement is that Zoom is now allowing for automatic updates. So you can go into your settings once again and set it up so that your Zoom application will update automatically. And you don't have to remember it, which is sort of a chore. It was every Monday. Every Monday was a good day to check your updates, because that's usually when Zoom would drop an update for the main application, the desktop application. But then later in the week they would release for mobile. But it was just a constant refrain of mine. And to show you that, I'm going to start off with one of the main channels of communication that I started using early on, which was Facebook, right? So everybody's on Facebook. Lots of people are on Facebook, and you've got problems with Facebook. I understand them, but for these purposes, I think it's a good platform to get out some information. So I was using it, and I still use it to get out these reminders about how to check your updates, and it was all last year and the majority of this year, and sometimes I got tired of doing it, and sometimes I would just go back to it and just shake my head of there's another update. So for me, this is really an important thing. It's a really positive thing. A lot of the problems, in my mind, fully almost a third of the perceived problems with Zoom come from the fact that you've got folks with different versions of the application. You haven't updated, or the host has updated, but the audience hasn't updated. So it's been just a constant point of stress point for how Zoom seems to be functioning. So like I said, for me, this is really quite a treat. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to show you my Facebook page, just to give you an idea of how many of these updates I've done. So and I don't even know at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this up before I share it. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to switch over. Okay, so this is my my Facebook page. All right, and what you can see here is, this was an announcement that I did from this morning. It was before I got cleaned up for my stream. I was a little late, so it was kind of last minute. So I did this morning, but I'm going to show you that I really get into these updates. And let's see, November and Twitch and Zoom update. Okay, so this one was way back in October, and it was Zoom 5.8.1, and it was this simple. Just check your Zoom update, and maybe a little note in how to do that. You click on your icon in the upper left-hand corner, and you scroll down to check updates. But this was just a constant, a new update release for Zoom, another announcement about Zoom. Let me get down some of these were the ones when I was, this was way back in April, and I needed to get creative. I started getting kind of like, bored. I needed something to, hey, let's get this, 5.6.3. This was way back but in Easter, point one. Here's one from February, and I was really quite tired of it, and I said, okay, here's another update. Again, another update. Oh boy, look at this, another update. Oh, another update. So it kind of went on and on like that for quite some time. I just am so happy that this is something that is now a part of built into Zoom, that you can do your automatic updates. So if you haven't had a chance, if you haven't had a chance to do it, you don't update regularly, maybe, go and do this one. Set the automatic update so you don't have to think about it, and or you don't have to think about it too much, and it will just make life a lot easier for a lot of other people. So big thumbs up to the Zoom developers over there. I know you all have been working really hard, and it's just been absolutely an amazing thing to see develop. So that's enough about Zoom for the time being, because I'm just so happy about it. But my Facebook page, that is a channel of communication I use. So if you're not on Twitch, so you can't leave me a message directly in this chat, you can always go over to Facebook and leave a message somewhere on my Facebook page, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. So if something pops up there, I will try and give you a shout out and say hi to you, even though we won't see your comment here on this, because I'm streaming on Twitch today. So keeping an eye on that. But another main platform I use is YouTube. And again, you might have your own personal opinion about YouTube, and I understand them. I mean, there's lots of different opinions out there. So I'm going to just show you real quick that one of the ones I use. This is my main channel. I'm going to show you here in a second. This is my main channel. I'm going to show you here in a second. Of course, I'm kidding. Let me just just pause this other one. So I was getting a little feedback from another window that I had open that I was monitoring. But so now I have to share my YouTube page. And so if you only on YouTube, you can only get to YouTube, go ahead and you can always go over there and leave me a comment on one of the YouTube videos, and hopefully I will see it, but give that a second. And so, yeah, this is my YouTube page for my streaming and my videos, and generally I archive stuff here, so after I've edited something or put something together, I can keep it here organized so it's perpetual, or it's evergreen content, meaning it's always there. I live up in Washington State, in the great United States of America, and we've got a lot of evergreen trees, and so they're always, got the needles on them, and they're always green, and they're always there. And so it's the same thing with this. This is evergreen content in that it's always here. So it's really a great way to archive the work that you've done. If you're a content producer or a streamer, you can keep your stuff here. You can stream directly to YouTube using YouTube's built-in streaming software. So there's a lot of things you can do with it, but this is another one of those channels of communication that you can use. And for this one, you can find a link to this and leave a comment on that video. And that video isn't live, but I'm monitoring it, and so I can catch a comment there, and I can give you a shout out there. So even though I'm on Twitch, maybe you can't get on Twitch, you don't want to sign up for Twitch, you can always go to one of these other platforms and get a hold of me. So that's what I'm talking about when I talked about earlier in the stream about having as many channels of communication open or established as possible that you're comfortable using. So I'm going to go ahead and move that one. Actually, I'll just switch over back to me. So there's me once again. But it's one of those things. I encourage you to check out, find a way that works best for you to get those channels open. And if you don't like Facebook, that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't use it. Find another one. There's always Instagram or any number of different things. You always see somebody's icons on their web page of all those different things that they use, and those are the ones they're comfortable with. That's the ones that make the most sense for them. So that's something definitely to try out when you're trying to engage with an audience. If you were used to doing things live and in person, you're going to need to make some changes and make some additions and learn some things. That's really, really most important. Have fun and learn. I love that. I've heard that in a couple of different places. So let's see. We covered Zoom's update, and I started talking about the different channels. Showed you Facebook, showed you YouTube. I've got a personal website for me, my michaelkyer.net. That's my Facebook or my YouTube. Okay, see, they get confusing because there's so many of them. It's my webpage. So if you want to check out my webpage, michaelkyer.net, michaelkyer.net. It's got a lot of my early work on there with Zoom instruction videos, little basic things for basic, just to get new users onto Zoom so that they can work with it. It would be the same with Twitch. This is new for a lot of people, so I'm going to be doing some demonstrations of how to sign up for it and what you can do with it. But it's the same idea. You have to sign up for it, sign into it, and then you can interact with it more. And so I highly encourage Twitch. I think it's a good platform. So I'll show you my Twitch. Actually, I don't have to show you my Twitch because you're there. So, all right, let's see. Where are we at? We are December. We're in December. I find that hard to believe. December 2021. That is just absolutely amazing. This year has gone very fast. It seemed like last year stopped. Seems like time stopped, and everybody started to realize how those days got so long. And if you are a stay-at-home parent or a homeschool parent, you know how long those days can get when you're just at home and by yourself or just with your kids. It can get those days can sort of time does funny things when you're by yourself or when you are just with a very limited number of people, the way we all started to be when we got into this quarantine thing. So last year really seemed to stop. Time seemed to stop in many cases, and this year seems a lot faster. And here we are in December, getting to the holidays again. I kind of hope that things would be opening up a little bit by now, and I know that a lot of things have. But we've got a new variant out there that we're keeping an eye on, Omicron. There's been lots of travel restrictions, so if you have not gotten your vaccine, please go get your vaccine. Please, please, please. It's good for everyone. It's good for you. It's good for your neighbors. It's good for society generally. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good thing, especially for the folks that can't get it for medical reasons, especially those who are immunocompromised or they have, there's something that they just can't, there's some reason they medically can't do it. So if that's not you and you can get it, you're eligible to get it, please get it. That's something I just try and reiterate on a regular basis. So my name's Michael. I'm a streamer. I've been streaming for quite some time. I started streaming with my church in March of last year. And since then, I've been supporting streamers of all types, different religious organizations of different denominations, just individuals, artists, small community groups, any number of things to help folks get into and work with this new paradigm. So. If you're out there, you haven't given me you're on Twitch, let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions. I'd love to take any questions you might have. But let's see, where are we at? We are all right. So I want to talk about this report that I actually listened to yesterday, and it was by Dr. Joshua Edelman over there at Manchester Metropolitan University over on the other side of the pond from me. And it was really good. And it reflected a lot of the experiences that I have had in this last 22 months. Of how we're interacting online and how the audiences feel about it, how the presenters feel about it, the things that are working, the things that aren't working. So I'm actually going to share a link to this because I really think it's that good. Now, first disclaimer on this link. This is a tiny URL link, and if you're not familiar with that, what it does is it takes one of those longer, links with all the numbers and all that stuff on it, and it shrinks it down to something a little bit more manageable. But I don't generally like those because I like to see exactly what it is I'm clicking on. And I think that's important, and I think that there are reasons to use a shortener like this, but generally speaking, I don't promote that as a best practice. But in this case, this is the one they're using, and I highly promote their work. So I'm going to share this in the chat, and I hope you take a chance to look at it. Of course, if I can get it in the chat, we'll see. We will see. Okay, got it. Chat. There we go. So that is the tiny URL that you can check out, and it'll take you to the PDF of the report. So I'm going to show that real quick as well. Let's go and get that out of the way. So and this is it. Tiny URL takes you to this document. It's a PDF. The British Ritual Innovation under COVID-19. Dr. Joshua Edelman, Alana Vincent, Paulina Colada, I hope I got that right, and Eleanor O'Keefe, and other folks there. Take a look at it. It is got some great information in it. It's got, just great information. Okay. Let's see, I didn't bring up, but introducing the project, all sorts of charts and graphs and the findings that they found and key takeaways. It's a little dense, but if you go to the key findings, that will sort of point you where the information that is the most pertinent, the summaries. And at this point right now, I just want to point this out because it's something that is in-depth. There's a lot of considerations there as far as whether you're a presenter or an audience, and so it's something that is it's very worth checking out. So if you can get to the link in the chat, check it out, and let's see, I'll switch back to me. I highly recommend it. It is just, it's full of information, and I think that there wasn't very much on there, if anything, that I would disagree with or haven't seen in being, out in the front of this thing, getting people on to online into Zoom meetings, wrestling with how do we even go about doing this. It's absolutely full of information, and so if you are, I've probably said this, gone back over this a couple times now, definitely get out there and check it out. So let's see, where are we at? So channels of communication. I talked about a few of those. Your Zoom updates, Zoom auto updates actually facilitate that that communication, because you don't have, or you hopefully don't have those conflicting or differing versions where I might have a certain functionality that you don't have access to because we have different versions. So this was especially evident when we were just getting the breakout room functionality, and we wanted to use breakout rooms, and these are great, sub meetings that are still, easily you can navigate between the breakout room and back to the main meeting. But if your app wasn't updated, your software wasn't updated, you couldn't use those breakout rooms. So it's a channel of communication to keep updated. Same thing with your Facebook, same thing with your YouTube or any of the other things that you're using. So between all of those different things and that report that I've got the URL to, you can really get a great overview of all of the different options that are available out there to get those serendipitous moments that we all remember from being in person and that we all really, really enjoy, but are not all fully able to take advantage of in the same way as we did before. So I think I'm going to actually leave it there. I was thinking I might run a little bit longer with this, but that's the main takeaway from today. We're getting into the holidays. Streamers out there, if you are working at it, get out there. Make sure you just prepare for your streams. Take some time. I don't take as much time as I probably should to prepare my streams sometimes. So when I'm on here, I'll be moving things around and kind of looking off and whatever. But if you're trying to do something that's more of a polished stream, you're going to want to take that time to prepare yourself for it. But so it's going to be a busy season. We're all inside. So get out there, get signed up, get your app updated if you haven't done it, and stay safe, for real. Stay safe. Get your vaccines, and tell everybody you know, get your vaccine, okay? So I'm going to leave it at that. I will be back on Monday with a different stream, and I'm going to do another software demonstration, I think. I've been switching up what I'm streaming with. Today I'm streaming with Twitch. I've used OBS, Open Broadcaster software, to do my streams. And there's other ones, but so on Monday, I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet, but I will be doing a software demonstration of some sort on Monday. So I will be announcing that as soon as I can, and so keep an eye out for that on Facebook and YouTube and here on Twitch. And maybe I'll see what else I can add at some point when I am not busy with a million different pieces of software. So I know how it goes, and have fun, learn. That's basically it. So, all right, everybody, have a good day. Glad to see you, and I will talk to you later.